I lead the Nairobi groups for the YALI, Nairobi group. You pioneer activities in the American reference centers. American reference centers in parts of Kenya. Also, we are developing programs for the younger people in digital literacy. And I'm happy to have been here to see young people like you, and this is what our programs are all about, young people who are changing the society. And I'm so delighted, actually, that you people can save time for this. The American people are very much concerned about digital literacy. That's enough. The American people are so much concerned about digital literacy, just being in mind of what happens in the country. I'll talk about that later. Just to introduce myself also, I've done a lot of research and mostly in capacity building and trainings in internet governance. And I do a lot of researches in internet violence, that is things to do with cyber terrorism, internet bullying, and also I do research in emerging technologies in internet, things to do with cryptocurrencies and bitcoins. I know you've heard about them. They sound quite new to you, but do you think they can be an avenue for you people to do something? Okay, and so we have a huge thing here called fake news. And before I talk about fake news, I want to give you a story. How many are ready for this story? Thank you. When I was young, about the age of 4 years, not 4 years, actually in class 4, we heard our parents talk in secrecy, and they say that they had come a very dangerous disease, and that this disease is in Nairobi, and that this disease spreads very fast, and that when you get in contact with this disease, you will die very fast, and that if you don't get in contact with anybody, and that it's very dangerous. And so we were very afraid of this disease. And so it came a time, people used to come to our schools with videos. They could show us how people died from this disease. And we were very afraid. And so at times we could pay for us to attend videos in school, in the local areas. And during that time, it came a time we had news that somebody was hiding in the maize plantation with a syringe. He can inject you with the blood, and then you get that disease. And so we were very afraid going home in the evening. And even our teachers believed so. So we could leave school very early, and we are told we must work in groups of 3 or 4 when you're going home. Yeah? And in the morning, I remember my father was very, very protective. He would cover, take us, and make sure he had a machete so that nothing happens to us. We felt protected, and so nothing happened. We never had a story. Long time, that was the season we were about to harvest maize. Nothing happened, actually. And so, after some time, a neighbor of us told me that, you see, my maize was the first one. And I had to create a story because, you know, this young man could have stolen my maize when I was getting out of school. So it was fake news. Nothing happened. That polarization is what has now come to happen today because of the digital world of fake news. I don't know what you understand by this term fake news, because at times many organizations who are in internet and in the media, they don't like using the term fake news. They feel it is some kind of subordinating the work, and that's why I quoted it as fake news. Okay. What do you understand by the term fake news? Anybody, any trial? Yes, can you give him a mic? Yes, yes.
News whose source is not genuine. So the source of the news is not genuine.
When the source of the news is not genuine, any other trial?
Information that is not true about anything.
Information that's not true about anything. Okay, yes.
I think fake news is information. It's not true, but then most bloggers use it to earn money, to
Okay.
gain
Okay.
traffic.
Okay.
False information.
False information. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Fabricated information with the aim of manipulating a certain group of people.
Yes, that's a good trial. Manipulating. Okay. Yes.
Generally, it's information that has been fabricated and then reported in the manner that it is true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the good trials. Good trials. Things have these two. That will be enough.
Fake news is information that does not have legitimate standing and cannot be corroborated by true facts.
Okay. Thank you.
False news, these are information that their sources have not been justified, and they are mainly intended to rebuke certain situations or certain people that they are directed to.
Thank you. Thank you.
To add on to what they have, it's dramatization of news where something that has occurred that gets manipulated to create more drama, to create more traffic so that people
Okay.
can
The points, more traffic. Yeah. So you're
get
coming.
more
Yeah?
traffic.
You're coming actually. So you're going. Thank you so much for this prize. It shows me that all of you have got an idea of what fake news is all about. And this is something that has come at a point now in the media society. Most of the times we encounter fake news. We have seen job advertisements, and then you apply for the job, and then you realize it's not true. Yeah, we find they have said it's fake. So this is something, and we are finding out that the avenue where fake news is being spread, the media avenues, and mostly through Facebook, Twitter, and at times when even journalists don't have the correct content of the information, they might try to give information that's not true, that is not based on any legitimate evidence. And therefore, fake news is a real phenomenon as we talk about internet violence. And as we talk about internet governance, this idea of fake news has come at a point that it is now even reaching to places that it is affecting even democracies. You can imagine if you are a student and then you write a booklet, you write a research based on a fake content that was developed online. Automatically, it will affect the performance. It will affect innovation and creativity. And therefore, fake news is something that needs us to think critically about it. And it is even in us. You know, whatever happens in the internet, it shows what is happening in the society. So the internet is a mirror. So can we say that our society has become so permissive? I was doing a research last December on youths who are living for 4 and their desire for the internet, and they found very amazing, very amazing outcomes. That out of 100 students living from 4, 75 of them want to have a phone that has WhatsApp. That's true. I found out. That is the key primary agenda. And out of these students, they have a Facebook account, and that this Facebook account, 30% of it did not develop with them with their own mobile number. They used either the parents' number, so it's not their own. And the mother was the one who was being affected so much to create the Facebook account without her knowing that her number was used. And those are some of the things that actually found out. So what exactly is fake news? I want to be very systematic. So before we even talk about fake news, what is news? News is what is happening, yeah? It's what is current, okay? And therefore, we have got two types of news, soft news and hard news. What are hard news? Yes. Oh my God. At hard news are hard copy. I'll try to tell you that hard news is they like the ones that have been given out of embassies, like the handshake. Huh? You remember the handshake? There is hard news, okay? Given out of embassy, okay? But news about people's lives, yeah? Just like let me say they report an incident in Tanzania, maybe there was development of some disease there about lifestyle of people. That is soft news. That one comes inside a newspaper, yeah? But on top is hard news, okay? Now, what is fake news in this manner? Deliberately presenting false information as news, okay? What is important that I want us to understand is the word deliberate, okay? And therefore, for news to be considered as fake, it has to have a proof that the claims are fake, okay? And the proof of the falsehood must be deliberate, that you posted this thing to influence the voters' behavior. So it was deliberate to promote somebody to gain power, okay? So for news to be fake, it has to be deliberate. And it has to be, it has to have some falseness in it. Either to clickbait, create traffic. It is now becoming, it is now fake news. Yeah, it is fake. And for it to be fake, you have to prove that this thing is actually fake. You have to have some evidence. Because now everyone will just be saying, this is fake news, even if it is true. So that even a politician who's being attacked in corruption, he sees and says, this is fake news. And actually it's true. So what I'm trying to say is that for us to evaluate this, the saying that it's always fake. No, we must have an evidence. And I just want us to do an exercise. I want us to do an exercise before this presentation. I want us to open our phones. If you have Wi-Fi in this room, please. I want you to go to Google Store. Please, can you participate? I want you to go to Google Store and type the word fake news. Google Play. Google Play. Type the word fake news. What did you see? Google Play, there is search. Somebody go to Facebook, type the word fake news. Anybody? I have to get the outcomes from Google. Yes? Give him the mic. I don't know what you saw. Does anybody have the mic? What did you see? That's Google Play. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Google Play Store.
Yes.
There are several applications.
Yes.
Like there's fake breaking news.
Yes.
There's fake news headlines maker.
Yes.
Fake breaking news maker.
Mm-hmm.
Fake newspaper maker creator. Fake TV news maker creator.
What does that tell you as an individual? Any trial. What does that tell you? Are we in the same line, or I'm going very fast? Am I going so fast? of this content is so complex? Yes?
Okay, for me, it feels like people are investing in actually creating fake news.
Not people. Google Play. Take Google Play. You've read from Google Play, yeah?
Yeah, but it's people who have created
Okay.
applications.
Okay. Did anybody search Facebook? What did you find out?
I got fake news club,
Fake News Club?
fake news Philippines,
Yes.
fake news Singapore, fake news quote, fake news article, and fake news network.
The list goes on and on. I want you to be very reflective on this exercise and what you've learned. I'll come on to that later. I want to go to type of fake news. The first kind of fake news that we really researched on is satire. What is satire? This is the use of fun. They use fun, yeah, to manipulate your mind. So they create a headline with a funny capturing, okay? They use a headline with a funny capturing so that you click on that headline or you click on that heading so that you read something that is quite different. It is satire. We have seen these headlines on our social media. They create something that you really feel that is good, you have to read, and it's not right. Yeah? We have also misleading headlines. When you tap on a headline, they have said that now, I remember during the election season, they said there were some bloggers who were saying Raila is ahead. In the morning, Raila is ahead with a number of votes. You see, it's easier to create a blog. You just type and say it's ahead, then you post, everyone is ready. Misleading content, and this happens so much to young people. You tap a headline, you tap a click, it says online jobs. When you tap on the online jobs, you find yourself in a betting company. It's fake. It's a type of fake. Real poster is somebody who actually creates this fake news. He is somebody whose work is to create this fake news. He wants to develop traffic, okay? You'll see him creating the fake news so that people are always attracted to his new things, yeah? This person can even say, Kibaki has been hospitalized 10 minutes ago. And I'm telling you, it will even become a Twitter hashtag. And it is fake. A real poster. Manipulating content, Photoshop, yeah? Okay.
You meant clickbaiting because satire it's satirical. It's supposed to be there, even in language. It's a thing that's verifiable.
Yeah.
So
That's
if
true.
you go to, there are sites that are satirical and it's not wrong. So I think you meant clickbaiting.
Yeah, the satire I'm talking about is the one that is inbuilt inside the headline. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Clickbaiting.
Yeah.
If you make me click on a link,
Okay.
yeah.
There is manipulating content, Photoshop. How many saw the picture of Wanjigi of the dead series of the dailies? There's Photoshop, yeah? They say that he is dead, yeah? You can imagine that kind of fake. There's fabricated content. Somebody fabricates the content, okay? So that it is not real what is happening. Yes, it has a good headline, but the editor or the journalist does not have the evidence of what he's talking about. Okay? So it becomes very difficult for the citizen to understand that kind of content. So these are the mediums most of the fake news are taking places. The blog are the first one. How many know how to create a blog here? It's very easy. You go to WordPress, you go to Edix, you've already created a blog. Within 5 minutes, you've already placed there your content, you've already placed there what you need to have, and you're already developing content about something. So you can imagine with this diverse online, lot of content being developed every day, a lot of blogs being created every day, and they become a niche for the spread of fake news in our country. We have Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp. Now WhatsApp is very trending in fake news. Yeah? Somebody just taps on anything from Facebook, he posts on WhatsApp. So WhatsApp is very easy. Just get a link and you're already there. Yeah? And this has affected many young people. That there is jobs, online jobs, 14,000, 7,000 too. Yeah, you know these things. So whenever you go there, you are going to be told, now go and join GNLD and do this and that. We have got Apple and even news media. Sometimes they may want to promote themselves by reporting something that they don't have clear content on it. So it becomes fake. Or you have a news media that is very much respected, but it does not promote the content that has the evidence. Obviously, it becomes fake news. And so, fake news is a reality in our generation today. And I've just posed a challenge to you people that what happens in the internet is a reflection of what's happening in the society. Ask yourself, how many times have you created fake news? If you haven't created fake news, then it means you are a good citizen. You are a concerned citizen. But ask yourself, did you think whenever you click on any heading or headline, you think or you just share? When you go to Facebook, you find there's somebody saying there is this thing has happened. Do you think twice or you just share? I want us to have a critical look at fake news that has polarized our society. And the reality is, in the last US elections, we've heard how fake news affected their elections. Like this one, Pope Francis shocks the world endorsing Donald Trump. This was typically fake news. And people believed, and so the website got a lot of traffic. So the Catholics were manipulated to think that if the head can support, then it means that this person is good. But it's not true. So you can look at this and you realize that it's actually a problem. Then opinion leaders turning on to attack the media. So it tells you that this is a real phenomenon that is affecting us. You can see the way Donald Trump was attacking the media. This is one of the areas where Barack Obama was addressing one of the conferences, Democracy, saying that fake news has the capacity of destroying a democracy, actually. So if people are influenced to vote, it means destroying a democracy. You know, in a voting system, we have people who are already decided, there are people who are not decided. And these people sometimes they follow what others say and what others do and what online is saying, okay? So whenever they are manipulated online to feel that, so it can be true, Pope can endorse. So even if I don't have a decision, let me just also vote because it's endorsed. That one, it manipulates a democracy. So what about fake news in Kenya? You see, when we are doing some of these researches, like in 2007, we realized that also fake news had an impact in the post-election violence. How? In the post-election violence, there were messages that were being sent through text messages that the government is planning to poison bars that were supporting the opponent. So some bars closed, and this fake news spread through the text messaging, okay? And so it polarized the political environment. And at that time, when the war came in, now the violence, fake news had an effect on the Kenya post-election violence in 2007. And it has developed on like that. So this is on account Nairobi, Day. I want you just to see what happens when fake news polarizes a society. This is during the last elections. Who can tell me any kind of fake news that he encountered during this time during election? Anybody? If you ever encountered a fake news and you were worried about it, or you never realized? Anybody? Were you people online? Or you are spreading this news? So whenever fake news comes in a democracy or in a society, what it can do is that it can bring violence. It can bring what you call disinformation. And what disinformation does, it creates what we call violence. There is one that I just want to share with you. This one that I want to share with you very, very importantly. This is what really came to my attention. I don't know if people realize this. A copy of the Daily Nation, the top page was manipulated. So that the real content is, it is hard for Raila to beat Uhuru. But the top page was removed and it was added on top and it circulated. I don't know if you people realize it. So that it became his headline for Uhuru. This is not the real Daily Nation. But it circulated. The real Daily Nation is there. But it looks exactly the same. So it tells you if it can reach there. And you see, this one influenced people. People were thinking otherwise. It also reached the US Embassy. The US Embassy was accused of supporting a candidate. And they had to react. They had to react by saying, this is fake news. So it has polarized everywhere. So you can imagine where we are going today and in the fast changing society. You see, my teachers told me when you want to teach a class when there is lunch, use pictures. And that's what I'm doing. So I think they're quite appealing to you and they're making sense. Yeah. Cambridge Analytica. I will have not made a decision without these people. I know you've heard stories about them, yeah? This one are the external people that now their work is to manipulate. And during the last election in Kenya, they created this. I don't know if you're able to count. Raila Kenya's 2020. How many saw this thing? Or I was the only one in the media at that time. Yeah? How many saw this thing? This is fake. It is not true. But it kept on running. So what was this thing saying? That in the era of Raila, we shall have what? Tribes, communities are removed from their homes. It is fake news. They shall food this. So imagine if you were to vote that time and you read this. And you didn't know that. So that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. So I've already talked about dangers of fake news, but I just want to for those who may be writing, they can jot down. It inspires violence, and this has been shown. Mislead the society. This is something that you people know. It misleads the society. It is a threat to democracy. Even the world changing democracy, even USA was influenced by this. Then it damages trust in the media. This is very important. People are practicing journalism here. You know, when you are a good journalist and then somebody just removes a letter on your work and then adds something on top, yeah? People don't believe in you again. You can imagine you have spent a whole week doing a research. When you post a content, Cyprian Nyakundi takes the content, then adds new something, yeah? Then people don't believe in that person again. You can imagine. So it destroys the media expertise. That's why when you go to other media houses, they'll tell you, we don't want to use the word fake news because we feel it is undermining our work as journalists, as editors. But it is a real problem. Creates confusion. People become confused. Yeah, out of confusion. And then, now we shall look at how we can able to stop fake news. I'm going very fast because I know people, they dozing off. There are ways that we can attempt to stop fake news. But I do like to admit, even at this point, the internet is fast changing. Even the ways that we may develop right now in the 20 years to come, maybe they will be outdated, okay? So the internet is fast changing. I was telling some people, right now you people are enjoying saying technology is good, we can send money by M-Pesa. I tell them, look ahead, maybe in 2070 or 2018, like today, 100 years to come. Our children will be studying things like, you see, the oldest ways to send money during those days. Number one, M-Pesa. Yeah? Okay, so it's a challenge. Right now, people are having problems with charging your phones. And I got a colleague of mine who says, no, I'm not sleeping. I just want to develop a program that you can share a mobile charge from one place to another, and then my phone continues to go. So, you see, the internet is changing very fast. And you may never know what's coming tomorrow. Yeah? So, it tells us we must be creative and innovative, even as if we talk about combating fake news. We cannot say we are coming up with one thing that will solve forever. It means we must have creativity and innovations on how we're also going to curb the spread of fake news. Okay? And so it's quite important that we think outside the box, even as if we talk about these issues. Because there are real issues and they are affecting us. Because if you apply for a job, you have spent all day updating your CV, and then the next day you just find out that it is not true. It's not true. How will you feel? And imagine you are in Nairobi and you are applying a fake job. What about somebody who's in the village? So it's actually a problem, yeah? And it needs us to do something. So I'm going to delve a bit in how we are going to combat fake news. There is what we call ABC for news analysis. ABC for news analysis, very important. A means cross-check its accuracy via Google. Before you have to do something, you have saved some content, cross-check its accuracy via Google. And then B, assessing if it's balanced on both sides, the source. You assess if it is balanced on both sides. You assess if it's both balanced, and then you establish credibility. How do you establish credibility? You look at the authors. You look at is somebody else covering this story? Yeah. You look at is this story balanced with Google? Is there any other person doing this? What are the authors? Yeah. But it's also important to look at why do people do fake news? Yeah. Because others want to generate traffic, okay? They want to earn money. Yeah. Imagine when you have so many followers. Each and every day you'll be looking on how you can create something that's false to manipulate people's ideas, okay? How they think, how they feel. And this one affects a lot of young people to the internet today. I don't know if I'm going so fast, but you just bear with me. I will introduce you to one of our programs that we are running with the US Embassy called YALI Checks. YALI Checks gives an opportunity for people it's a campaign actually we're running across Africa, across the US exchange programs in Africa, giving an opportunity for people to first verify, check the news before they share. So we are doing this program to emphasize the society, to actually educate the people on the dangers of fake news, how we can identify the fake news and stop them. So we are doing these programs. I know if you have been online, you have encountered any YALI Checks program anywhere, and this is what we are doing. So we are pioneering this program, and I'll just share with you what YALI checks is all about. So when you join the campaign, like I there, that is the campaign. I will increase awareness in media literacy. So we are saying you have to, first of all, stop, then you reflect, verify, before you do what? You share that kind of information. That's very key. That is very, very important. And I'm very happy I've seen what they call Web for All. They're almost doing the same campaign that we're also doing. And I'm very interested to see how we'll be able to work together even in the same campaign. So we are running this campaign in the medical reference centers. We meet people and educate these people. And so even on the 3rd of May, it will be the World Freedom Day. We are looking for people who work together. We will educate people in the public areas in Nairobi on identifying and stop fake news. I have sent that application. It's on Diplomacy app. When you go to Diplomacy app, you should be able to find and see if you can able to apply and get selected to participate in that activity. So bipartisan updater, this is somebody who is very key when he sees news. When he sees something, bipartisan updater is somebody like you. Somebody, whenever he sees news, he wants to think critically. So when you see news, be skeptical a bit. When you just hear that Moi has been hospitalized today in London, you just rush and then tap there. Be skeptical a bit. Think, is it true? Read beyond the headlines. Read beyond the headline. Don't just see a big headline and then you are on it. You already shared on Twitter. You already shared on Instagram. No, be at least read beyond the headline, source of the information. Find out who's the source. Who has authored this article? Yeah, where is it coming from? You'll find just a different author just from any other world. Even an author from Uganda can make fake news in Kenya. People still will follow that one. So we be skeptical a bit. Beware of the bias. Beware that people are wanting also to make money via on dubious ways. It is true that the people are looking for opportunities. And they may want to make money via these opportunities. So they may want to create fake news. Look at who is also covering. Listen. Okay. So I want to introduce you to one of the fact checking. There's a way you can fact check information. You can copy the link of what you are referring to. You can copy the link of the information and fact check. There is a website that fact checks to see whether it is true. Yeah. So one of the websites is called Snops. It's a very good fact checking website where you drop the link and they fact check to see whether it's true. Yeah. Whether it is true, the information is true. The one for Africa is Africa Checks. Africa Checks also. You drop the link there, you see whether it is true. Africa Checks. We have got PolitiFact. It's another avenue. You drop the link, they check the information whether it is true. And then you have got Fact Check Organization. So these are some of the organizations that are doing fact checking, but I also want to challenge you people. I've not seen a website. I've not seen a mobile application where somebody reads something and says, niko na app, wacha niangalie hiki tu kwanza kama ni ukweli. You drop the link there and then the app does something and then it says you the 25% true, 75% wrong. You say, we also want to reach there, yeah? We also want to reach there so that people are not manipulated, yeah? In the fast changing internet society. I hope I'm not going so fast. There is this one called Our News. I'm still doing research on it. Our News is a website where you get paid online when you drop verified news for other organizations or other people. You see? You verify news, yeah? And then you are paid online with something called cryptocurrencies. And I'm still doing research on it. So it can be your homework. Go and see it. So you say, if it is true, you type a click there. If it's true, something like that. Yeah. It's called Our News. So that one can be your homework as you go home. Go and look at that website called Our News and see how it's working. But I'm sure it's it may be working. So lastly, we have been seeing him. And I would like to agree that Facebook has been one of the biggest areas where fake news has been spread. I would like to agree that it's true. Most young people are on Facebook. When you see the great number of people joining Facebook, it's enormous. The number of Facebook accounts being created every day, it is very, very enormous. And it is true. Young people leaving high school today, first thing they want to have is Facebook. Others, their Facebook is running. Ask them what they want to do on Facebook. They want to bet, number one. Very, very important. Number two, they want to share their photos of what has happening to them, yeah? And even today, as WhatsApp is coming, young people, they will work for 2 months, get employed, get a WhatsApp phone and quit job, and buy a bundle for 1 GB. They want to update their status each and every day, yeah? And every time, yeah, it's there. But Facebook has really been there and has been linked to fake news, and it's one of the ways. But I also, as I speak about this, I want you to think critically. How can we help stop fake news as a person? How can you help this? You know, as a human being, it's not only about blaming. It's also about you adding value to what is already the problem that is there. So you saw this guy being interviewed in so many places, and it is true. Fake news is affecting. So one of the ways that he's saying is to make it easier for users to report material that they think is fake. So it's making it easy for users to report something that is fake. And one of the things that we have been thinking is how we can make the sharing option a little bit idle when something is fake, so that when you tap, you want to share, it becomes void. To delay it a little bit when something is fake. Yeah. Also to use third party. I've also talked about third party organizations that are doing this. I've talked about PolitiFact. And then investigate more closely on articles that are not being shared. So also is to make these articles go down in Google search. At times when something is fake, it gets a lot of traffic. And when you touch on it, it becomes almost number one in Google search. So one of the things is to crash the websites doing fake news, and also to make them go low in Google search. Okay? And then you see, one of the things that fake news websites do, they may help spread what we call cyber terrorism. So they may also even fund, okay? Cyber terrorism fund fake news. So that they say we have killed 25 US militants in Taliban. That is a fake news website. That is a terrorist group funding a fake news. So we had finances for this fake website. I think I'm done with my presentation. I think I'm going so fast. But I just want to welcome questions. If you have got any question, kindly, I've got any question. Is this a very new topic, or are people hungry? Any question, please? Yes, please give me a mic, please. Just want to respond to a few questions.
Now that you've talked about the YALI check,
Yes.
how can you become a part of the campaign?
YALI network is very open for people. It does not have so much to just handle that. YALI network is you and what you're doing in the community already. So YALI invests in the next African leaders. What you're already doing. So to join YALI, it's very easy. Just go online, search YALI, then you join YALI checks. It's very simple. Does not take even too much time. And then to start doing, you can join some of our groups. We have got our groups in Nairobi, Nakuru, Mombasa. And YALI is everywhere, actually. YALI is everywhere. Yes, does anybody have a question? If people don't ask question, I know they have not understood very well, or they have understood everything. Okay. Yes, you come on.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for the awesome presentation. It was very nice. Fake news is an issue of concern everywhere. It's something that is really, really, really in need of being addressed. But most people don't really take notice of it. As you can notice how much is shared online, especially on social media platforms, that is fake. Now, my question is, how can I actively involve youth in my area to be able to notice the importance of addressing fake news and the importance of not being the perpetrators who are promoting fake news online? As we know that youth are mostly the digital citizens, they're the people who actually live online. A lot of oftentimes you find them online. So how do I engage them in this?
Thank you so much for that question. You're coming from Tanzania. Yeah, we have got American reference centers in Tanzania. I really like to, when you finish this, you come on in contacts. What you can do, bring the youths together. First of all, you have to share with them the concepts. They have to understand what they're really talking about. So you have to have the knowledge in what you're talking about. So that when you bring them together, you share the knowledge in digital literacy. Then you bring them together. Whenever you go to American reference centers, they are very easy and they can help you access some of the materials we have for campaigning. They can help you to give you spaces to campaign for your people. And also, they can give you a few resources here and there, so long as you develop a good project, a project that is sustainable and a project that can actually elevate. And one of the good things is to be creative and innovative and think on how we are going to involve the people, especially in the rural areas. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. I'm Trinity.
Yes.
So my question is, are there any laws? My question is, are there any laws regulating maybe fake news, or maybe when someone comes up with fake news, is there any way that they can be?
Thank you. I understand. Now, the Communication Authority of Kenya, they find this to be new. The 2020 Constitution, when it was being created, they never knew that something like fake news will come into effect. We have seen bloggers being arrested whenever they spread malicious content, yeah? But now you see, it is said that the citizens are the new reporters. Yeah? The citizens are the one creating this. Are you going to arrest all of these people? Where will you find the calls to be charging every day? So the law is not yet very, very sure of even what fake news is. Yeah? So fake news, even in its definition, there is not even an agreed definition worldwide. It differs. So for the law to be effective, then it has to involve a lot of stakeholders and policies. But as I speak right now, even the Communication Authority of Kenya, the thing fake news, it is becoming new to them each and every day. Yeah. Yes. Yes, yes.
So my name is Judith,
Yes.
and thank you so much for this session. And allow me to direct this question to you and also to Joy. As I was coming here, okay, of course I've learned so much, but as I was coming here, I was like thinking when you talk about internet governance, we are specifically maybe talking about the policy framework and all those policies that help to ensure that people are responsible on the internet, especially in Kenya. So, and I'm more concerned about like yesterday, I think it's yesterday or the day about yesterday, where there was this trend about Ifikie Wazazi, the young kids who are like doing photo shoots and all. And from where I'm coming from, I see ourselves as the youth in a position to be able to appeal to these youngsters than our parents, or maybe even more than CSs and all. Then what is our role in ensuring that people are responsible enough on the internet from where we are?
Let me just take another.
Mine is a comment and then a follow-up question. So I think there is a Kenya Cyber Security Act of 2016 or something. And in one of the articles talks about spreading malicious and inappropriate news. as grounds for arrest. Now, where I think my question comes in, and I think it's attached to what you're also saying about um, how do you ensure responsible use of use of the internet? But then the question becomes the definition. So now my question is, as some kind of action plan going forward, not just a question to you, but to everyone, how do we, as a digital community that's concerned with internet governance, come up with that criteria that can be used to explain the vagueness that is in the law that we have currently? So that when we're talking about responsible use or malicious use of the internet, or in fact, it's malicious use of internet, and I think mobile devices or something like that. So how do we come up with a criteria that we can present going forward to stipulate this is what malicious use could actually mean, or irresponsible use could actually mean? So you can actually think.
Thank you so much. I would like to agree on what you're saying. The question on policy and say governance, I will leave it to Joy to tackle the question. I want to tackle the question that you're talking about. It's a very good concept that you're bringing, but I want you to understand that the people even working in these areas, themselves, they're not versed to the fast changing internet world. And we people whom we are here, whom we are experiencing this, we are the good people that we can come up with this knowledge and share with them, with these researches and share with them so that this one evolves into what we want it to become. And therefore, it comes back to us. What are we doing, even as citizens, to this? And I think these are some of the gatherings that we need actually to provoke ourselves, to think critically down ourselves and how we are going to face this. Are we going to say we are going to sit down and come up with a research and how we are going to help even the communication authority of Kenya and these people involved in this also to look from the civil society way of thinking? Yeah. So that also they also they have to participate so much because it hits them a lot. Okay? You see, a young man, a old man working in the Communication Authority of Kenya, hears the word fake news and he thinks it is just the content that is being fabricated. He does not know that even young people now they're being tricked when it comes to employment, comes to job, because he's already employed. It does not affect him, okay? But it affects you as an individual. I want to thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to hear from me. My email address is here. You can also drop me something. I love doing research on this. Thank you so much.
You can do better than that. Thank you so much, Nelson. That was a very educative session. What do you think? It was very educative. Do you feel like the first part of your day has been well?